Here are the newest updates coming to the Apple Watch this fall. Currently, watchOS 27 public beta is available. We have Workout Buddy, which is standalone. You don't need your iPhone anymore. Siri AI on your wrist. You can do advanced questions and responses directly on your Apple Watch and continue those conversations on your iPhone, iPad, and other devices. We have one-handed single tap gesture control that's new and upgraded with this software. So we're gonna dive into all the details. I'm gonna show you how it works as a real day in the life in New York City. Now, I know this does require Apple Watch Series 9 or later, Ultra 2 or later, or the SE 3. So the Ultra 1 is no longer an option, the Series 8 is no longer an option, and the SE 2 is not an option, and you need it paired with an Apple Intelligence capable iPhone. What's one interesting fact that you can tell me about myself based on all my messages and Apple Notes? For the full feature set. Let's jump into the very first one, which is Siri AI. There's some really cool things you can do with this. So one of the biggest updates is now when I press the digital crown, we have this new dynamic app grid. So this will actually update, and it's been super valuable because the apps I most recently used at that time of day will show up here. The center icon is Siri AI, which is a new app we'll get into. But if I want to see all my apps, I can either tap on the app icon down there or just scroll up, and then you go to the classic page where we see all the app icons, or if you like the list option, that is available too. Okay, Shervin, how does Siri AI work? Well, this is Siri AI if I tap into it. If you've ever used any other AI platforms like Claude, ChatGPT, things like that, you have conversations, right? You can start a new conversation. These conversations were all started with Siri, which typically I can use the words, hey, and then the magic word, or you can just tap the plus sign here, so it can be like, new conversation. Who won the last World Cup game and what was the score? We know that I can do basic things like that, so now it's going to be going over the results. It shows me Argentina defeated England in the semifinals, and this was the score overall. Who and what's the next game and what time and day is that game? So now I'm going to ask it contextual questions to make it a little bit more complex. Now it knows the next game is France and England, the two they're going to play for third place. Can you add that event to my calendar for me, please? And now I'm asking it to add it to my calendar, so that way I don't even have to. Boom, I've added the France versus England to your calendar. Bam, bam, there it is. Boom, I didn't have to do anything. Can you send a message to Zach saying, hey, let's make sure to watch this game? Boom. Let's make sure to watch this game. Now all the conversations I just had on my Apple Watch now also show up on my iPhone, iPad, Mac. So I can go ahead and see the conversation we just had and all the updates and information that it told me, as well as the calendar event that it created right here. And I can even tap into that, opens up my Apple Calendar, and we can see it's right there for Saturday, 5 to 6 p.m. Okay, that's cool and all. I can ask it about information about public stuff that I know I can Google or find in other AIs. Not that interesting. But what is interesting is I can use Siri AI to search my own personal information, files, and data. So I can have it search my iCloud files, Apple Notes, iMessages. I can ask it questions to surface the information that I need from all those places. So let me show you some cool stuff, and actually some scary stuff that I discovered while testing this feature out. Now, this is not good to have your personal information saved in your iCloud in a non-secure manner, but these are the scary things I discovered. What's my driver's license number? So now it's gonna start searching cards, searching photos, iMessages, and iCloud files, and boom. Your California driver's license number is blah, 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 blah. And then it pulls up a photo of my driver's license because I took a photo and I didn't delete it. See, this is very personal information that you should not keep saved on your phone, but I learned that I probably need to figure out where this is and delete that. Now let's try something scarier and see if we can find my passport number. If it can, I've really broken all the rules around security, and that means this information is saved somewhere in my iCloud, iDrive. Oh, okay, so as you can see, it found my passport in my photos and it told me the number of my passport. That is so scary. Okay, so now we're gonna do the craziest one. What's my social security number? It's searching my cards, and I'll tell you this right now, it's able to find it. So that's what freaked me out. Your social security number. Oh my gosh. So now I'm not gonna actually show that to you. Actually, let's see, boom. So it says your social security number is, and then it lists it right below. How crazy and scary is that? So it shows me the source, which is a credit application on my iCloud, I guess, and then it was saved in April 2nd at some point. So I need to go figure out where this file is and go delete it because it has a lot of personal information that should not be easily accessible. So that's kind of scary. I can use my Apple Watch Siri AI to ask it my social security number and it instantly pulls it up. It's smart, but it's way too smart right now. Now that is crazy. Like when I first did it, I was jaw-dropping, starstruck. Like it should not be able to pull up your social security number. And knowing that if someone knows my 4-digit Apple Watch passcode, they can unlock it, use Siri AI to then discover my social security number. It's 4 digits away. That's a bit scary. So I need to go clean my iCloud drive, make sure there's no documents in there that have information that shouldn't be there like that. So that's gonna be something I'm gonna do before the full release comes out, but just keep that in mind. Very powerful, but now showing how scary powerful this can be. Now another scenario is when I rent a car and I'm driving around, we park, and then you have to like pay for parking with an app, and you need the license plate of your rental car, and the rental car's over there, but then the pay station's over here. Then you have to walk back to the car. Sometimes you don't know. So can I use Siri AI to find the license plate of my rental car? That's another scenario. I took a screenshot of this cool like yogurt event that's happening in New York City, but there's like 3 events, and I just want it in my calendar. I don't want to look at the screenshot to figure out when and where it is, because I live and breathe by my calendar, and then I want to be able to easily invite my friends. So I can convert a screenshot into calendar events. What's the license plate of my Enterprise rental car? So now it's going to start searching for our plates, reviewing the results. I know I use Enterprise, so I just specified that because I might have a lot of different emails. Searching for Enterprise, look at that, it's using that as a keyword, going over results. Boom, I found in my mail Enterprise Rent-A-Car Pacifica with 9XY975. So now I know I rented that little minivan, and then I can enter in that license plate at the ticket station to pay for parking. I took a screenshot of this yogurt event in my photos. Can you convert all the events to events in my calendar? Can you convert the Yasso Froyo screenshot in my photos to events in my calendar? Searching Froyo, going over the results. I didn't get the name right, but there it is. Yes, boom, add event. So there's this cool Yasso Froyo event. I'm gonna add that. There should be, yep, a few more, so we're gonna add that too. There's a third one, July 19th, 20th. Boom, Yasso Froyo has been added. Now I can tap into it. I can see Yasso Froyo, West Village is 12 to 6. And then there are 3 other scheduled events at this time, but I'm gonna try to go to this because they're gonna be handing out Yasso Froyo. It's now in my calendar, so I will not forget, and all I had to do is ask it to do it from the screenshot. And if you're like, huh, what's the screenshot? Well, this right here is the screenshot I took on Instagram, and I just didn't want to manually enter in the dates, the time, the location for all 3 events. So I just asked Siri on my watch to look at the screenshots in my photos album and convert it for me without even pulling out my iPhone. So like I could take the screenshot, put my phone away, and have it convert to events on my watch. And if we're like, okay, what about the other events? July 20th? There it is. Yasso Froyo, Upper East Side. It has the full duration, 2 to 10. There's the third one, July 21st, 2 to 10. Free Yasso Froyo, 6th Avenue and 3rd Street. How convenient is that? That right there is one of the biggest value adds. It just saved me so much time. Now, the last one is barcodes or QR codes. So let's say you go to the gym, you have to scan a QR code or barcode on your app, or you have like one of those key tags. You're going to the movie theater, there's a barcode that you need to scan. I like having that code on my watch. Some of these places just don't support Apple Wallet. They don't have an Apple Watch integration. I don't want to pull out my phone when I'm at the movie theater. I just want to scan and go. Now you can convert any barcode, QR code to an Apple Wallet pass without using like a third-party app. This is how easy it is. I did realize one downside though is my gym will regenerate the QR code to make sure you're not like screenshotting it. So it doesn't work for that gym, but it will work for like Equinox, I think, because they don't regenerate the barcode. It works for the movie theater because they don't regenerate the barcode. So for those places, it will work. Let's show you. All right, so all I need to do is tap the plus sign on Apple Wallet. You're gonna be able to see create a pass, make custom passes, and then we're gonna tap continue. You can either take a photo of the pass, but I'm gonna tap photos here because I took a screenshot. Tap the little photos, it's gonna load up my photos. It'll even suggest some options. Luckily, my friend here sent some movie passes for a movie we're gonna go watch, and it's gonna convert that directly to my Apple Wallet. It adds some of the details around the pass, and you can edit the pass if you want to like change the details. That stuff doesn't really matter. So we're just gonna keep it as is, tap plus. Now inside of my Apple Wallet, we have the movie ticket and the QR code right in here. Okay, that's cool. What if they're like, hey, what's the original photo? Boom, we can pop that up. I can open that in photos as well. But I don't wanna pull out my phone. I wanna use my watch. So I'm gonna pull out my watch, open up my wallet and see, is this movie ticket? There it is, already inside of my Apple Watch. QR code for the movie right there. And now we can go ahead and scan this at the movie theater to go watch the movie. So let's head over to the movie theater and show some cool features that happen at the movies. Now we're at the movie theater, and one of the biggest value adds here is like, I like to turn on theater mode, so that way my watch doesn't light up accidentally or like when I flick my wrist. Because I want to enjoy the experience. I don't want to be bothered. But I forget. Now with new watchOS 27, it's going to give you a little smart stack notification like, hey, do you want to turn on theater mode? It looks like you're at the movie theaters. So we're going to use the QR code we added to get in, and then we're going to get notified, hey, do you want to turn on theater mode? So that way we can enjoy this movie seamlessly, all via Apple Watch. Now it's cool with any of these smart stack complications, I can now single tap to activate if it gives me a notification of, hey, do you want to do this? And boom, just like that, I am now in Do Not Disturb. I can go into my fitness app with one tap, be able to see my steps and workout for the day. I can double tap to kind of scroll through each of my categories like move, exercise, stand, and be able to see all that information all without using my other hand. So Smart Stack is when you either scroll the digital crown up and it gives you a whole stack of options, or I double tap to get into Smart Stack. And the new gesture is single tap to select. So you can single tap to select options in your Smart Stack. I loved using this at the airport because my boarding pass will show up as a recommendation option on Smart Stack. And then like I had a coffee in my hand, I'm walking down the airport, I got my suitcase in the other hand, I need to scan my boarding pass. I didn't know what to do. So I took my hand off the suitcase, I double tapped to get in the Smart Stack, I single tapped to activate my boarding pass, the QR code popped up, I went ahead and scanned my barcode, grabbed my suitcase, and kept walking. Now that is game changing because I was able to get on without having a piece of paper, without using my other hand. Like imagine all the cool things you can do with just one hand. So now I'm in storage and I don't come here very often, but one of the issues is I forget the code all the time. I've texted it to people, I've had it in my Apple Notes, but it's like pulling it out, not ideal. With Siri AI on watchOS 27 beta, I'm able to ask it what the storage code is, and it's going to read it to me by searching my iMessages and Apple Notes. Now this works for like Airbnb codes, door codes for offices, any kind of information you're trying to reference from iMessage or Apple Notes or other things like that. Knowing that I can get codes quickly without having to pull out my phone could be game changer. Now the new fitness updates. So we've got faster workout start, which when you start the workout app, it's swifter. I think everything in the new iOS 27 beta and watchOS 27 beta running much smoother and speedier, which is a big win. We have synced step count in health and fitness. So let's say you have step count from your Apple Watch in the fitness app, and then you have some steps in the health app from like third-party devices like Aura or Garmin. They weren't really syncing, but now they're gonna sync. Workout Buddy, which is great to keep you motivated and excited to keep running, and will talk to you while you're running. Require your iPhone to be with you on workouts with your Apple Watch to get the Workout Buddy motivation. Now, you just need your Apple Watch. You don't need to carry your iPhone with you. Big win, and it's also available in Spanish. Faster workout start, so when we open up the workout, it's instantly ready to go and we can select the workout that we want. Another big win is also smart stacks for the workouts. Like it knows I'm outside and I'm going to work out, so sometimes it'll recommend me, hey, do you want to do an outdoor workout? Or with the single tap gesture, I can just tap once and boom, I can open up the workout. I can select to start my outdoor cycle and we're almost off, and I just press this button to get started now. Because there's the fires in Canada, the air quality is actually really bad in New York City right now, and I should not be running outside as someone with asthma. So I'm gonna run indoors on the treadmill. With the new watchOS 27 beta, there's better treadmill accuracy, so that's huge. I still would love to see a way to manually update the distance on my watch or my iPhone after the run, like I can with Garmin or on the Runna app. But if the watch can automatically be more accurate, that's a win. And then second is GymKit on iPhone. So if you have the new AirPods, they have a built-in heart rate monitor. If you have an iPhone, which most people do, and I assume if you're watching this, you do, you can now tap your phone to a treadmill that supports GymKit and sync the data, the distance pacing, exactly to your phone. That's the best way to measure treadmill distance, but some of the treadmills don't support that, so you still need to like start a treadmill indoor workout run on your watch. I just wish all the gyms I had GymKit, but this is another win because then I can get heart rate data from my AirPods, I get distance pacing data from my iPhone via the treadmill, and I don't even have to wear an Apple Watch. That is truly game changing. Now the gym workout is done, we're gonna head over to a recovery place and we're gonna share some cool new features that the watchOS 27 has that we haven't talked about yet. Now I'm relaxing here, trying to, get a lymphatic drainage massage so I can have fresh legs for training tomorrow, but I don't know where my AirPods are. And one of the things I like using is the Find My app, and the Find My app used to be 3 different apps on the Apple Watch, but now it is one app. So Find Friends, Find Items, and Find Objects is all inside of one app. It just makes it easier, more seamless. I don't have to worry about did I tap on the right one? And I love that simplification of it. Good night. Smart Stack has some other cool features, like if you put your contact's birthday in there, it'll actually show up on the Apple Watch Smart Stack saying, hey, wish this person a happy birthday. I'm not great at remembering other people's birthdays, so that helps save the day. And can you make an ingredient list for me and then put that ingredient list into an Apple Note? Okay, so I asked it literally right now I want to make tacos. Can you make an ingredient list for me and then put that ingredient list into an Apple Note? I've created a new note called Taco Ingredients with everything you need for your tacos. Boom, boom. Here's the full list. So it shows me the full list all on my watch. But even then, it's created an Apple Note, which is called Taco Ingredients. I tap it and there it is in the Apple Note. Taco Ingredients. Here's the list for making tacos. Includes the amount, each item. It's well organized. Wow, this is crazy. All via Siri AI on my Apple Watch. Well, I want to see that on my phone. Well, great. It automatically syncs to Apple Notes on my iPhone, iPad, and desktop. And there's the entire ingredient list. That is crazy cool. That's insane. Full integration across my apps, my information, my questions. Yo, what if I asked it to write scripts for my videos and put it in Apple Notes? Because I like using Apple Notes for scripting my YouTube videos. Wait, let's try that actually. Make an outline of all the newest features on watchOS 27 with examples of things that I can do and put that into an Apple Note for a script for a YouTube video so that way I can film that tomorrow. This is crazy. Let's tap that. Here's an outline of the newest features in watchOS 27. Siri AI and dedicated Siri app. Example, you can ask open-ended questions, brainstorm workout routines, ask to find a driver's license number from your saved notes. Conversations sync across your devices. Smart Stack and new gestures, a single tap gesture. Look at that, you can open up the heart rate app. This is crazy. Workout buddy enhancements. Health and fitness improvements, advanced cycle tracking and improved motion algorithms. So it can notify you if you logged your cycle patterns, such as perimenopause. Treadmill distance is more accurate, right from your wrist. Unified Find My app. Dynamic app grid. Wow. Yo, Apple just took my job. I don't even need to do that anymore. That's crazy. I literally did that with one command on my Apple Watch, and there's a script for a video. We actually spent way too much time planning out this video. We could have just done that. Jeez. Well, subscribe to notifications. Follow me at Shervin Shares on Instagram, on Strava. I'm training for a sub 3-hour marathon this fall, and I'm testing the coolest tech out there because I love it and it's fun. I'm still a little bit shocked that the Apple Watch was able to find my social security number and write an entire script for my YouTube video and put it into an Apple Note that I can actually pull up on my MacBook right here. Crazy. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.